Because this is Governor Jeff Landry, who's seen here happily watching small children being force-fed Jesus' dick by public school teachers, is excited to sign into law HB 71, which requires the 10 Commandments to be posted in public school classrooms. Donald Trump is in favor of this when he tweeted, I believe it's a tweet. Donald Trump says, and I'm going to have to turn a different way so that I don't blow your ear holes out. I love the 10 Commandments in public schools, private schools, and many other places for that matter. Read it. How can we as a nation go wrong? This may be, in fact, the first major step in the revival of religion, which is desperately needed in our country. Bring back TTC. I can only imagine that's titties and cocks. MAGA 2024! You mean perfect, honey? Thank you. It was very perfect. In light of Donald Trump being very supportive of the 10 Commandments, much like the Constitution, I don't think that he's actually read the 10 Commandments, and also like the Constitution, he doesn't fucking care what they are. I'm very ornery about this. This is something that people in the past have really chastised me for being alarmist about, I guess. Or not seeing the problem with it, but I feel like force feeding Jesus dick into kids' mouths, or I guess it would be Yahweh's mouth, Yahweh's dick. All right, so let's take a look at this. So this is a very specific version of the 10 Commandments. So he's already choosing a denomination, by the way. Primarily, probably because they're having to choose like a more King James version. Because the original King James version is in the public domain, so you don't have to pay any kind of like fees or anything like that in order to quote this or have it be put up in all the schools. So they're able to do this for, the cost of what it would cost to print all these billboards and shit out. Anyways, so the text shall read as follows: the 10 Commandments. I am the Lord thy God. Okay. Obviously Trump has publicly professed that he's a Christian. But he obviously thinks that he is either chosen by God or is God himself in some kind of respect. He's definitely made an idol of himself to the Republicans. Thou shalt not have no other gods before me. Well, fuck. He's treating himself like a god, or at least appointed by God or something like that. I feel like that breaks it. Thou shalt not make thyself any graven images. They fucking do that all the time, especially Trump. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. I can guarantee you that he said goddamn a few times. Could probably, get some kind of recording of him saying goddamn. So they're breaking it right there. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. He fucking doesn't do that. In fact, he went to church far less than probably any president that's ever been. Yeah, he was a holiday Christian. Like he went a couple of times on holidays and shit. Like a C&E Catholic? Oh, C&E? Christmas and Easter? Christmas and Easter Catholic. There you go. Except he's like whatever in the fuck he is. Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. I don't know if he honors his father and mother, but I feel like his attitudes towards everybody and everything kind of seem to indicate that he doesn't. Yeah, if I was Donald Trump's parents, I would definitely be fucking embarrassed too. And then there's thou shalt not kill. Now, technically, he hasn't killed anybody yet, at least that we know of. Thank you, honey. But he has proclaimed that he could shoot and kill somebody on Fifth Avenue and nobody would care. And it seems like he wouldn't care either. Kind of seems like he doesn't really give a shit about this one. Also, I kind of feel like him setting up the nation to like deny vaccines, the COVID-19 vaccines, to advise people to like, I don't know, shoot high beams of light up your asshole in order to combat it or some shit like that. Like, I feel like all of his actions during the pandemic are definitely warranting like this whole thou shalt not kill thing. Maybe God would be like, this is the point where we can flex a little bit on this one. Thou shalt not commit adultery. He loves the 10 Commandments, y'all. He loves them. Not this one. This one, not that one. This one. He only knows it. He only knows one of them. Thou shalt not kill, and then he doesn't care about the rest. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, obviously. So let's see. Thou shalt not steal. Do we really need to like fucking like he just had 34 felony convictions that definitely established that he defrauded people. And what you could consider stealing money from his campaign in order to pay off his illicit affair, which is the thou shalt not commit adultery. He doesn't pay people who work for him. That's a good point. That is another form of stealing right there. So there you go. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor while he fucking lies. Like, what was it? Like some 500 some odd lies that he told the American public during his presidency. Like, are you fucking serious? Donald Trump loves the 10 Commandments. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, 30,000. Sorry. Over 30,000 lies. Sorry. 500 a day. Got my shit mixed up. Yeah, if he's talking, he's lying. That's right, honey. Like Madge. Yep, like Madge. B. Definitely. Let's see. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. He definitely is envious of definitely the White House right now. Like he's totally envious of fucking the White House. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. The wife, manservant, nor his maidservant, which should really be slaves. Manslave, woman slave, nor his cattle. They had to cross out the ass part because they can't put that in public schools. Apparently, that's the line on this. Like this, like we can't say ass, y'all. God don't like ass, even though God wrote it like in the Bible. I don't know where they get off thinking they can change God's words like this. Anyways, cattle nor anything that is thy neighbor's. So basically, this last one teaches children that women are property. Little girls are going to be in Louisiana public schools, have to see this every day and be fucking reminded that they are property of men. And this is good? Like, this is what kind of educational thing is this going to bring to anybody? Also, does Trump think of women as property? Yeah, he does. He actually does. He wouldn't have a problem with this one. But I mean, he definitely covets other people's shit, as denoted by all of the adultery. All right, continuing on with the story here. Governor Jeff Landry is also on record claiming that he is ready for the coming lawsuits, which are already being mounted. The ACLU and ACLU of Louisiana, Americans United, and the FFRF are preparing a lawsuit to challenge this law. These organizations point out that the law violates a longstanding Supreme Court precedent and the First Amendment. 40 years ago, Stone v. Graham established that the First Amendment prohibits posting the 10 Commandments in classrooms. This may be the exact reason why this bill was passed through, though. And this is just me. This part right here is all my opinion on the motives of Louisiana Republicans that definitely got this pushed through. As we saw with Roe v. Wade, the conservatives are very adept at causing a legal issue that gets pushed all the way to the Supreme Court, and they have outright stated that some of the laws that they have proposed had the intention of getting to the Supreme Court, and in order to overturn previous decisions. The problem here is that currently the Supreme Court is stuffed with religious zealots that don't want to acknowledge the separation of church and state. They also can be easily paid off, and there seems to be no issue among people in Congress, like in government in general. They have no problem with allowing that to happen. Hell, Alabama literally made bribery of elected officials legal earlier this year. Well, okay, I say bribery because that's what it actually is. What the law actually allows is close friends to give gifts. So it's like, what does it mean to be a close friend kind of thing? Should anybody, even a close friend, be allowed to give some kind of gift to an elected official? Like, I feel like that's pretty bullshit right there. Anyways, that's the current state of our dystopian present. We've got 10 Commandments in Louisiana that they're probably going to try to get pushed up to the Supreme Court so the Supreme Court can allow all states to do it. That's what's coming in the future. And then we've also got Missouri trying to sue another state, which is not legal in any kind of sense. So, yeah, it's all pretty fuckered right now. I hope y'all enjoy it. Anyways, that's going to be it for the news tonight.